I love giving compliments, and
Yeah.
that sometimes is considered as flirting.
Yes.
But maybe
yes.
it isn't. Maybe it's just me giving a compliment.
Yeah.
But sometimes they're sexually tainted, and they don't really mean anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's, yeah, very often I have this issue now with the colleagues that I often say, like, oh, you're attractive, you're pretty, you look great today. Oh, your hair is amazing. And I'm always like actually honestly saying this,
Yeah.
but I don't know what is in the mind of the person that is actually hearing that, or of the colleagues that hear this me
Yeah.
saying to someone.
Well, yeah, guys, we usually have problems with that because we don't. It takes time. It takes time to actually start distinguishing when a girl is making an honest compliment just because she's polite, and when there's something behind the compliment, some sort of a sexual
Right.
intention. It doesn't need to be sexual immediately. It could be just because
Romantic.
she likes you. Romantic, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But it takes time, and in most cases, we tend to misjudge the situation.
Because it's
Also
wishful
because
thinking, right?
exactly, I was about to say it.
Yeah.
When it comes to guys, there's a lot of wishful thinking involved. We immediately think that, oh Jesus, she likes me. Wow.
But
Maybe
that's
maybe
even
because
good.
we
Why it's bad?
because it's not true. That's why it's bad.
Why it should be known as if it's not true. Sometimes a positive lie is a good thing, so you feel better, even though you don't try to do anything
If
extra.
you understand that it's not true, girls are usually good in that, recognizing that. Especially sometimes I would see maybe a young girl make a compliment to an older lady.
Yeah.
And obviously the older lady knows that she's not in
Yes,
her
yes.
prime, she's not super beautiful, etc., even though it sounds bad to say it like that. But she would smile and she would be happy about it. She knows it's not true.
In general,
But that's
girls
the important
are
part.
when girl compliments another girl,
Sorry.
that's so much better. Like a girl complimenting another girl,
Yeah.
because we understand in most cases that this is not me hitting on you.
Yeah.
This is just we are girls and we admire each other, because
There's
there's
no
so
hidden
much
intention behind.
there's
behind
so
the
much
compliment.
compliments I put like on girls that are my friends, that you will, if you don't know me or if you don't know that we're friends, you would think we date or we're like
Yeah.
lesbians. I don't know,
Sure.
because you constantly say like, oh, your breasts are amazing, you look amazing,
Yeah.
and you discuss topics that are far from being like just friends.
Yeah.
But at the same time, this doesn't mean anything, and that's why maybe we are girls more open to flirt. I don't know. Are we good at flirting? What do you think?
No. Usually you're not.
Thank you.
Here's the thing. Oh, yeah, it is true. Yeah, I think girls suck at flirting because they don't do it often. They don't have to, because usually the general conception is that it's the guy that has to do it. And as any other skill, if you don't practice it, you're not gonna be good at it. The good thing about when it comes to girls is that they don't have to. They don't have to be good at it. Even if the girl says the stupidest pickup line, it's gonna work. Because if I'm single, I would be probably interested if I like the girl. So I wouldn't care even what unless she says something.
Here, what is for you the stupidest pickup line?
It could be anything. I don't know. The basic stuff. Now, okay, it doesn't come to mind some practical example in real life, like a vocal example, but it comes to mind, for example, you have certain dating applications where, differently than the most popular Tinder, when you match, it has to be the girl that writes you.
Oh, I love it. Yes.
And then you see it. Then you see how much
This is my
girls suck at
favorite.
it.
Yes.
Because the girl would just say hi.
And say nothing.
If
Yes.
in another application, in the opposite case, if I just write hi to a girl, I'm never gonna see a reply.
Yes. I actually noticed it because I was on Tinder matching with girls, and none of them. First of all, if you text them, none of them replies almost.
Yeah, yeah,
And if it's another application where they should text you, they will never do it, obviously. And if it's me texting them, I agree, or I directly ask, I say a compliment or something. Hi, you look amazing. If there is some picture that relates to what she's doing, I comment on that. And after I directly say, hey, do you want to meet? Never, ever did I go on a date except one situation. But it was like, let's say, 20 chats with the girls.
okay.
Only one date
Of
from
course,
20
of course.
chats. And I was so disappointed. With guys, 10 chats, 6 dates.
Yeah, of course, of course, of course, of course.
So much more.
I mean, it's
like-
understandable. I get it. I think it has to be like that because of
Yeah, I
how many
guess.
creepy
I
guys there
guess,
are,
I
and
guess.
even dangerous, not just creepy, dangerous people out there. So probably it should be like that. There are good reasons for things to be that way. Actually, now that I think about it,
You are
the
one of
only
the creepy
no,
guys.
I hope I'm not. I hope I'm not. Sometimes I look creepy, especially when I'm
I
eating.
know.
We've spoken about
The
that.
first time we met, I was thinking, what the fuck? This guy is weird.
I know.
But I didn't think in a weird, like in a negative way, actually. I thought, like, that's something unusual, let's
Yeah,
say. But not in a bad way.
yeah.
I didn't think you're a serial killer.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes, that's good. That's good sign.
Yeah, I hope so.
At least I can read this some. Actually, I don't know. It's all about flirting again. Like, I can flirt with some people, but with some I don't, because I know I can see in their faces that how they will take it is not a good thing.
Sure. That's
And that's good. Like, I
Of course.
don't. Good skill, I guess, to have. 'Cause-
absolutely. Recognizing what might happen before it has happened.
Absolutely,
it's perfect.
yes.
Better to avoid it.
Because I never would have, for example, in some bars, I see a gay guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't approach or anything, but this seems like we find each other in
Yeah.
a vibe, a gay vibe or whatever. And at some point, we start dancing in a way that is more like sexually arousing for some people. But
Yeah.
I understand behind the scene of everything that this guy is gay
Yeah.
and I have nothing to worry about. And the way this person acts, looks at you, you understand everything. You read the room immediately. So you don't worry about being like,
Sure.
I don't know, after
Sure.
this in a trouble. But sometimes you don't do that. You act exactly the opposite. You're like, okay, I will leave this room or I will move to another part of the bar.
Good.
Because it's all like, it's very good skill to read people in
Absolutely.
this case.
Absolutely.
It's essential, I think, for survival even. If
Yeah,
it
absolutely,
sucks.
absolutely. There's so many creepy people out there, from both sexes actually. Both.
Do you flirt with girls often or?
Often, no, not at all. I'm very introvert, so that's why I tend to look creepy sometimes because I am very introverted and I just tend to sit there and not talk and just look, observe, and that is very creepy.
The way you look and observe.
And to me,
That's
I'm just
hilarious.
sitting there and casually looking, but
Yeah, casually, yes.
with time I understood that actually from the outside, I do look creepy. Also because some of the pictures that you've made of myself, especially when I eat, oh my goodness.
Literally, this person, when he eats, he looks like he's gonna attack you in the next
Yeah.
second.
Oh my god. No, I
Very
would say actually
concerned.
the opposite, that I would get attacked. Have you seen how cats eat? They would get close to the food and they wouldn't eat immediately.
Yes,
They would
yes,
start
yes.
looking left, right.
Amazing example. Yes, exactly. This is your face. You're like, I am protecting with this food right now. This is the last piece of cake I have.
Yeah.
You yesterday in the fridge, drunk, getting your whiskey with
Yeah,
your
yeah,
eyes.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think cats do it because I think they know that when they're eating, that's when they're very vulnerable. So because they're they're concentrated on the
Yes.
food,
Yes.
and that's why they tend to interrupt the eating and look around, see, confirm that everything is still okay, and
Yeah, I
then
noticed
continue
this.
to eat.
Cats
Yeah,
do that. Yeah.
yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So you're a cat.
I'm a cat. Yeah,
That's
but
so
I
cute.
wanted to tell you that actually, sometimes even when the girl is very kind of open-minded and she's maybe extroverted, and I've had an example of a date when we matched, and I almost jokingly invited her to go out to. I had tickets for some event, and she said yes.
And
I
after
was,
you realized you actually have to go.
yeah, but to me it wasn't the problem that we had to go. The problem was that she accepted. To me, that was very creepy, very strange, very odd. Because there are plenty of reasons for a girl not to go
You
immediately
mean
to a date, because
to?
she should be diffident. She should be kind of worried about who is this guy. I don't know anything about. Could be anyone. So why should she accept
Was this when you invited a girl to comedy
comedy
show?
show? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. And it was kind of evening already.
The event
The
would have
event.
been 7 or 8 p.m. something like that.
Yeah, I told you my opinion about it. It's not that weird because the event is a public place. It's in
Yeah.
a city center, and if something is wrong, she's fine. Like
course.
she's not in big trouble. It's not at the end of the town or somewhere inviting you to her own house or your own house.
Yeah.
So I don't find it that weird.
And
But
most
that's weird,
probably
you
you're
find it.
correct, because that's the answer I heard also from other people,
Yeah.
both from other girls and guys. So,
But you consider it.
to me, at least in that particular moment,
Mhm.
it seemed
But
odd.
did you consider it flirting in a way?
Sure. I just thought that there's something weird here, that I don't know why 99% of girls would say no, and this particular girl said yes. What's the reason? What's wrong with her? Why would she accept?
Interesting.
And the reasons are probably those that you just listed. You said it's a public event, nothing. There are plenty of people, probably thousands.
Were you
of people.
verified in the app? Verified?
I think so.
Well,
I'm
that's
not exactly
that's a
sure.
big actually. It's not 100% chance that the account is of this person that is using it.
Yeah.
But still, if the account is verified, for example, it's you trust better
Yeah.
the person.
Yeah, that's true.
Plus, if your pictures you have linked your Instagram, etc., this makes you trust the person more
Mm-hmm.
in a way. So I don't find. Anyway, I don't want to discuss online dating exactly because flirting online is not flirting.
Oh,
it's fucking
very
chatting.
different. It's
and
very
it's
different.
in real life. This is amazing. This is like makes
Is it?
your day better. While online, you just consider it as a regular thing. I don't
Yeah.
know. Do you have this?
Yes, but yeah. So here's the thing. At least my perspective. I can give you my perspective, and
Yes,
then you
yes.
can give me yours. For guys, chatting and online dating is much easier. That's why it's so popular.
Yes.
Because it doesn't take much courage. You're just writing something. It takes
Mhm.
seconds to write it, and then you move to watching YouTube. Uh, but physical dating in real life, in real places, it's absolutely terrifying. Especially when you're young, it's absolutely terrifying, because the chances of the girl saying no are very high, and usually there are good reasons to say no. And we tend to, when you don't have much experience, you tend to accept that no as
The last no.
that's the no of she's not just rejecting my offer to go grab a drink or a coffee or something. She's rejecting my entire self. She's rejecting
Yeah.
everything I am, everything I represent, everything I've done, which is terrifying. And but it with time you tend to understand that it's a feedback. It's just a
Mhm.
feedback, and
can
it
learn.
helps you grow. Yeah. I mean, obviously, sometimes the girl would say no because maybe she has a boyfriend, or maybe she's not in the mood. But generally speaking, it's a sort
Yeah.
of a feedback.
So for you, flirting is only, it's terrifying in real life, and you don't do it often, right? Because you're introverted. That's
Yes,
my
yes, yes.
recap.
With time, it became much easier, much easier. But yeah, still, if you ask me if I do it often, no.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, if I had to guess, uh, when it comes to real life flirting, maybe 85% of the cases, the girls started it. They came to me and
Wow.
they
It's very
initiated
interesting.
the flirting.
Yeah, that's very interesting
Yeah.
because I will say that in my case, it's actually the opposite. Like, I am the one initiating flirting, and I'm the
Oh,
one. I don't know in what percentage. I don't think
sure, sure.
it's big percentage, because I in general don't really speak with other sex like a lot,
Mm.
with other with men, for example, or girls. Actually, yeah, with both sexes.
Sure.
Because I live life that is not involving me meeting new people a lot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And because of that, maybe I tend to flirt with random people, like a waiter,
Yeah.
a bartender, and sometimes they flirt with you first because that's their job,
Of course, of course.
and that's
Yeah.
a known fact.
Of course.
But sometimes I do respond to that, and I'm happily responding. I'm like, yeah, let's go with it.
Yeah, yeah.
But I love this. It's like a game that you play, and at the same time, I know I'm not very extroverted, actually. Like,
Yeah.
I don't speak with a lot of people. I'm not very open to new people in my life. I don't let, I don't know, I'm not that open, let's say, to this world. But at the same time, I'm very openly flirting with people that I don't know even personally. Like, I can say a compliment to a person that I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, and I will say, "Oh, you look amazing. Where did you find that dress?" Or whatever to say, and it continues that way. Like, I continue flirting with this person, like
Yeah.
in some conversation, and after I just leave or whatever. I don't really want to continue that, like, in some way. This doesn't mean anything,
Of course,
basically.
of course.
And at the same time, if I read that this person will not will not react to the flirting in a way that I expected,
Mhm.
I will never even speak to this person. That's really weird. Like,
Yeah.
very often I read this in clubs somewhere. I'm super shy, closed in myself. Even though I'm not, I can at the same day flirt with a waiter and say, your hands are amazing while serving me my dish. But at the same time, I can say, like, oh no, don't talk to me, to a random guy that is maybe normal, but I read that something is not positive about him.
Yeah.
And that's at the same day. And my flirting goes from like this. Like, if I see a guy with the kind eyes, I read for me this is actually essential. If a guy is having kind eyes, if not, that's a no. A zero chance I will flirt even.
Yeah.
But if I see the guy is kind, having kind eyes, in general, is behaving in a way that I would consider like not dangerous, because for women it's still kind of this type of thing.
Yeah.
You can see, for guys it's like either it's terrifying for you, but for me is it dangerous for me? Can I allow myself do this without having him think something too much?
Yeah.
And after this stalkering or something, and
It almost became like a vibe check for you to see what type of person you have in front of you. Yeah, to maybe to flirt and see the reaction.
Yes,
If it's
yes,
negative,
actually,
okay,
that's
I
a
don't need to
good
deal with
point.
this person. Yeah.
That's a good point, because for me it's not only with friends I usually flirt.
Yeah.
And this is a way of understanding how much open this person is, like how much he can discuss topics that I discuss, because I'm very honest. I'm usually I hate bullshit. Like, I hate this fake behavior that happens a lot. Like, I don't know, I won't give examples, but I think it's clear for everyone what it means. And for this reason, I think slightly overdoing it, like over flirting with everyone I see.
Well, of
That I
course,
find interesting. I mean, not in a way that, but it's honest. I don't really fake it. If I feel like it, I do it. If I don't, I don't.
yeah.
And often it's not actually the case.
You know that now that I think about it, my grandmother does this, but with joking. She would go maybe to the bank or something, where you usually have to be very professional and respect some sort of a professional code. And she would say, while they were dealing with her documents or whatever, she would say some random not hilarious, but just outrageous joke, like, "Hey, you're not gonna steal my, I'm not signing here to lose all my money, right?"
No.
And if the person in front of her laughs and maybe says a joke as a return, for her that's a vibe check. That's a person that I can deal with,
good.
and she appreciates. But if she sees that the person maybe gives some very super serious answer, she doesn't like it. Yeah, it's weird.
love
It's
it.
weird.
I love it. It's a good thing, like vibe check.
It's a vibe check
from your grandma.
But for me, sometimes I try to explain her. Okay, that doesn't mean if the other person didn't understand the joke or didn't give you the same vibe in return, doesn't mean that they're stupid or they're bad people. They just maybe were they decided to respect the professional environment and act based on where they are. I'm in a bank. I need to act professional. That's my job. I'm not here to make jokes.
But that says about you a lot. No, but this still says about you. Maybe you're not in the mood. Of course, it's like a wrong day. You had something happen to you in the morning before
you
that.
lost your headphones.
Yeah. But there are negative consequences for flirting, I think. Yes. I had cases when guys were like thinking I'm in love with them or something. And this was so surprising about this. Because from my perspective, there was zero intention about it.
Why is it surprising?
Because usually I think I'm reading the room, as I said. And I know that this person won't take it as flirting, as I actually because there is a lot of other things, non-verbal things involved, like eye contact, the way you behave, what you do, what you say. It's very little things, and I'm very good at reading it, but some people probably not understanding it in the right way or something like this. It doesn't mean they're bad at reading stuff, but in general.
So you're not surprised that it happened. You're surprised when it happens with a certain person.
With a certain
basically
person.
That you failed, that you
I read the room wrongly. Yes, exactly. When this happens, usually I'm like, fuck, I thought this person understands what I mean. Like it's like saying a joke.
It's almost disappointing, right?
Yes. It's very, actually, it's not almost, it's always disappointing. Because I'm like, oh fuck, I thought I know this person is cool.
Is that what's disappointing, or is it disappointing the fact that now you have to deal with the kind of consequences of the...
Usually I don't want to deal with that. I just ignore the fact that this person is like having any expectations, and I'm just, fuck it. I mean, I won't deal with this. And I don't really worry much about this. I just try to keep it clean, like without having any...
It's like you opened the door and you didn't like what you saw.
And you close it. Yes.
Moved away.
Yes, and I think the person understands if it's adequate, at least to the level that if you stop doing this, you just understand. Okay, that's enough. But there are still some rules for flirting. Like, you should behave in a way that follows some kind of algorithm, let's say.
Of course, because you cannot overdo it. You can't. It's like it should grow gradually. I mean, you can't go from a slight flirting.
So there's some type of rules.
A rule set for dating.
For flirting.
For flirting.
Yeah, some
Can
rules
we make
for
a
flirting.
guideline?
Let's make a guideline for flirting.
Okay.
So
So both parties can initiate the flirting.
absolutely yes.
Okay, we can agree on that.
Mm-hmm.
Most probably it's gonna be the guy, but it's acceptable.
Actually, that's
for,
I wanted to fucking tell you.
Okay. fucking
Why
tell
did
me.
you tell me that girls are awful at this?
Because they don't practice it. They don't need to become good at it.
But why you think that way?
Because that's how it works. They don't have to. They can. And most probably it's gonna be the guy that's gonna do it, because that's what's being established throughout the years. It's the guy that starts it, and that's why girls are usually not good at it.
Because they don't practice.
They don't practice, and even when they happen to start the flirting, they don't need to be good. It's still gonna work out probably.
I understand,
in most
yeah.
cases.
I understand your point, but I don't know why you're thinking that most girls are really bad at it. Like, is this experience from your side or?
Certainly, yeah, certainly. But then again, maybe I'm wrong, but I think it makes sense. That's what I've seen, and it also kind of makes sense for me. But maybe I'm just trying to find a logical explanation for what I've already seen in my life.
Yeah. Because from my side, I don't know. I find guys most of the time fucking up in this perspective. Like, they are not really good at it. So that's why I'm like, I think I'm
Everybody sucks.
yeah, maybe everybody, but not specifically genderly
Yeah,
dependent
yeah.
on this.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else? I think it's important to read the room. Is it appropriate or not?
Yeah.
Because sometimes I'm thinking it's not, and even I'm not good at it. Like, sometimes when I'm not supposed to flirt, and I actually do that.
Yeah, you were telling me that you do kind of have a problem with that.
Yeah. I don't, sometimes, especially if I get used to this type of communication, I communicate almost with everyone like this, even though I realize, like, after, what the fuck, like,
Yeah.
I shouldn't do it. So yeah, definitely there is this, you should read the room and understand when it's actually good to do it.
And when
Appropriate.
It's not,
Yeah. What else? Flirting. I think it's good to understand if it's you respect the boundaries of other person. You're like not pushing it in from your side, because
Sure.
for example, from my case, I understand when I flirt, if other person is not responding from first time, I won't try the second. I won't be like, maybe you didn't understand, but I'm actually here telling you a compliment. If I see their dead end,
Yeah.
no response, I'm like, okay, got it.
Of course.
Yeah. And it's actually sometimes, I think, confused, like flirting and harassment, for example, or stalking or whatever could be that can hurt your feelings.
Well, for
Especially
stalking, I
it-
don't think it's
yeah.
very thin line.
Yeah, obviously. But yeah, maybe harassment and this type of
Yeah.
behavior that is kind of making you feel bad.
You should totally observe what's going on and see the reaction, and
Yeah.
you can just sometimes, especially when you don't have a lot of experience, when it's your first couple of times of flirting, you, as we were saying, there's a lot of wishful thinking. You think that you're
Yeah.
gonna say a couple of lines and it's gonna work out, and you're gonna immediately move to the bed.
Yeah.
That's why it's disappointing when you see a grown person, especially a grown guy, who attempts to flirt and it doesn't work and he cannot accept it.
It's important to be genuine with yourself in the first place, and with everyone else, and just to keep this positive attitude in a way, like to not be negative, like even if you get a rejection, to not be over obsessive
Of course,
about
taking
it.
it personally, like Michael Jordan, that's never a good approach.
Yeah.
You should know who you are. You should know. You should be kind of honest in your approach. If it works, good.
Mm-hmm.
If it doesn't work, it's still good. You should avoid taking it personally and kind of grow from the initial, as we were saying, that usually when you're younger you tend to take it personally when the girl says no. She's not rejecting your entire self and everything you are. She's just saying no, and move on. Just you can even try with her another time, or just move to another person, and that's it. You don't need to take it personally. It's not that big of a deal. You just asked someone to go out, they said no, that's it.
Yeah.
It sometimes it is difficult to accept it, because maybe you had some initial big expectations, but still things are gonna be fine. But you try to, and even if you fuck up, recognize it.
Yeah, good
Try
point.
to learn
Good
from
point. Yeah, I agree with you.
it. Sure.
Well, I think that was it today, and I wish everyone happy flirting, and
Even when it's not successful, it's still good.
fuck
At
it.
least
Yeah.
you tried.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Talk to you next week.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Bye bye.